Whoa. So this question came up for the mentorship. I was asked to do a video about time travel. Now I can kind of go into this on multiple videos, and might be doing that. And also, I'm going to go into this recent prediction about, was it 2037, about the dark days. We'll go into that also. So, and even that can be ironed out little by little down many sessions of recordings. So this is for the mentorship. I'm still trying to figure out where to go with this mentorship, like how to go about it. And for right now, for the mentorship, for those that are part of it, they can submit questions for many various about growing their energies and figuring themselves out. And also, if you need me to make a video, also I'll put that in the chats, also in the chat rooms about that. So still trying to iron out where this mentorship's going, how to about utilize it in the best way. A lot of it's just communication with others, testing out your abilities. So it takes time to give birth to it, you can say, especially during the work week. Everyone's busy. So, all right, okay. And for time travel, there's different methods. Obviously, you can go about it. One is through meditation, or you can just close your eyes and go to the time period that you're looking for. And when I utilize this, not something I don't do very often, but when I used it, I felt reptilians and some zetas that were in the same place as I was. I believe it was also an alternative timeline. So let's see. Energy that's giving me is to connect to, obviously there's different, it's like technically time travel is like remote viewing. So basically we'll work through the energies and just let them take me where they want me to go. Let's put it that way. So I'm getting like New York City, 1937. So with this, I'm seeing a lot of zeta energies that are assisting with health, and some reptilians are actually assisting with. I'm getting childbirth because it was technologies weren't exactly utilized at that time, or any time for that matter, but technologies were actually improving. So from what I can see, now these are more of the positive reptilians, and these are the positive grays. You have to do, I guess you have to go into that. I see the positive reptilians basically getting the person to the right doctor, especially when they're about to go to birth. Sometimes a lot of those births happen out of nowhere. You don't have like what we have today. So a lot of them are in cabs or wherever it might be, or just to connect to that person, like Uncle John or Uncle Larry, get his attention. Kansas is having a birth. That's what they're showing me with that. So that is a major part of society, as you can say, is for population. That was a major health concern too, especially when the baby is born. They're quite worried if the baby going to survive or not, because this was actually during the time where, obviously in the past, childbirth did not last that long, but this is the time when things are going to change. So technology is being used more, utilized, and more. They're even showing me like energies from Sigmund Freud also that was assisting with that. So he wasn't exactly in that direction, but he was with a bunch of other doctors that were in that type of field. Even if he wasn't like physically involved, he was still part of that, because he was part of psychology, child psychology, things like that. So it does play a role with advancing technologies, even if he doesn't really into that technology advancement. But technically, it was to either way he was, what they're saying. So they're not really showing me the time. Well, they show me the vibrations of it. The zetas are also part of education, usually in mathematics, because of math is very important as for for funds and for money and all that, because they're helping, and for for people to support themselves. Obviously, it was a very difficult time to support oneself, but they were doing the best they can. Not everybody was listening to them. A lot of them are not trusting Zeta energies. Of course, people have spirit guides and things of that sort, but Zetas, reptilians, and obviously other species, but they're just showing me Zeta and reptilians right now, of well, who is part of, there's, guides are assisting, the aliens are assisting the timeline. Obviously, there are spiritual energies, but much of the aliens are assisting the timeline for you to get to the right place, to the right person. And yes, your guides are assisting also, but it's like they're assisting you to get to the doctor, but the Zetas are there to assist with that the doctor will be there, for example. So, yeah, 1937 is just like a turning point year. Let's see. Financial district wasn't exactly in the best shape at that time because of the, they were going through World War II or going to, yeah, you were part of it in some shape or form. New York City is a turning point city. Is to bring new technologies into the mainstream. San Francisco was actually technically politics, but your New York City was kind of like the capital of your world in some cases, at least for the United States, definitely. So let's see here. For you to utilize these energies, just go by what you are picking up for that time period. Now, yes, you can go freely to where the guide's going to take you. Or of course, you can always set a time that you would wish to go to. But they're saying it is a lot easier just to allow your spirit to flow to a time period that will assist you also and assist others in their direction. Now, yeah, suicide at that time was very high. Alcoholism destroyed a lot of families. As lovely as the prohibition was, it still caused a lot of difficulties with souls living very long. So a lot of new teachings was coming in that truly hit around the 1950s, but it took some time for it to happen, where alcoholism was seen as, at least more education became more widespread instead of just isolated. Obviously, people didn't realize that alcoholism was a difficulty, but it's it's became more educational. It was educational, but it's kind of like the shadow or reality. The 1950s where things really started to become more textbook worldwide in schools, and it pretty much it was built the building blocks of our modern society. So the 1930s, 1920s are the utilized. There's obviously entire past, but those 2 decades are the building blocks of our current society. So what they're showing me, without draining my vibration too much, because they can go, all right, what way I'm going about this is just I'm going freely with it, letting them take me where they want me to go. So that was just an example of how to go about it. Sometimes just ease into it and let them guide you into the direction. And in those, what they brought up, obviously there's deeper energies, and you can ask for, like, if you want to go into the politics area, see where manipulations are involved there, or whatever it might be. Set your intentions to it. I'm just using those as examples. Set your intentions, what you'd like to see. Let it sit for a little bit and see where you go. Kind of let it flow. Feels like letting it flow where spirit takes you. It's it's for your highest good in the long run, and this is a precursor for more information. So, all right, we'll just call this a short chapter 1. There'll be several more, but we're just going to give that kind of a glimpse into it. We're going to go, yeah, this is going to be, even when I do my live streams, I'll do a little bit of that when I have energy. But at least we put something out there. It's not something I normally go into. The other method was basically close your eyes and go into a meditative state, surround yourself with light, and go to the time period you're looking for and see what you get from that. You don't have to close your eyes. You can go, or just go by the senses that you're picking up on. Whatever, clear your vibration, and whatever method works for you best of seeing that timeline. And you might be seeing alternative timelines. You might see I believe it was the timeline, but well, I'll see him from alternative view. Let's put it that way. Obviously, there's many angels involved. Also, in that time frame I was going into, they wanted to show the alien aspect of what they're up to, give you a little bit more feedback into that. So, all right, next session we're going into. We're figuring it out. Oh yeah, 2037. Yeah, welcome to summer. 2037. Okay. Let's put it this way. As for the event that was last year, and that went off with a bang, where people thought they were going to go into the other side and whatever it might be. And now, from what I'm hearing from the so-called 2037, you have to be at a certain vibration for anything to occur. And it's like, okay. So, and also I've heard where that source came from, the information source of where that came from. I've heard the same stories in a different way about the event. So none of that occurred about 3 days of darkness. Of course, that can happen at any time. Specific time frames are, I'm not sure what's going on, why something like this would be put out there. Obviously, many are gluing to it like it's gospel. I wouldn't glue anything. I wouldn't connect to that. I mean, yeah, being open-minded, like, hey, you never know. But I do feel people are trying to manifest it, and I'm not sure why. They feel like they're going to go into fourth density or fifth density or something like that. It's like, okay. It's like, if you need 3 days of darkness to get you where you need to go, more power to you. What is this? Just okay. Yeah. So we have to wait. Was it 18 years or something like that for to get any something like that? I forget how long it's. I don't care. Of when it's going to get any proof of any of this. Obviously, in some of the channeling networks, they're going to be eating that up. Of course, anything I say, they just kind of spit out. Yeah. So, all right, I was going to bring in Caesar. He is a being from the future, alternative future, but still a different point of view. And we'll see what we get from Caesar the Magnificent. So that's a joke if you're wondering. You see people say, oh, Caesar Magnificent. Should we start bowing down to him? No. Jeez. I think that's another channel where I was looking for that. So, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to Caesar. Greetings to you. Yes, yes, the one of from your future timeline. One of them, at least. Yes, we can see into your Earth's vibration, and yes, that energy. Yes, of 2037 is quite fascinating. But realize also you're a rotating energy field, meaning your society is very unpredictable. So putting an exact date for exact situation is unlikely to be accurate or even to occur. Now, some will manifest what they feel like they need to manifest. But realize also before that, many are going to manifest their fourth dimension energies and not wanting to waste so long, or fifth dimension energies, whoever you might be. So realize also it is up to you where you wish to go vibrationally and calm down the BS of your society. As yes, unfortunately, some news like that can also turn a lot of people off to spiritualism, as basically you are an energy that grows quite differently, and putting an exact time and date and space and saying this and that. Oh, we have all these backers, and then it just causes an effect of disbelief, and it turns a lot of people off. Those that wish to grow spiritually, it just adds more of that religious texture to it, that unfortunately has a manipulation tone around it. So it is good to go freely. And yes, it is healthy to have predictions, of course, because the soul is opening up new doors. But to realize, yes, to take dates like that with a grain of salt. And it is, yes, another way of getting the soul to get things going, to clear out the vibration. Does it not mean there's no teachings among a date like that? I mean, there's teachings of basically clearing a soul out and allowing more positive vibrations to flow in. Basically a texture of knowledge that will come in that will enhance one's perspective. And so that does not mean there is a lost cause for a date like that. You can still learn a great deal. So be freely, live free. What are your predictions for the future? When are aliens going to appear? Yes, and some might show up in Elvis type costumes. That's a joke. But, let you, decide the future for yourselves and not to rely on one prediction alone. Yes, your Mayan calendar was very accurate as to the vibration shifting, but dawn of a new age was more like it that was happening. Because many thought a doomsday was going to occur, and now you're seeing something much different. You can say technically a doomsday did occur because the third dimensional energies were shifting out. It's like, oh, there went that chapter in our book. When new vibrations are coming in, that is you opening up to the next page of your existence. So being free is excellent. Now, those that put dates out like that, once again, does not mean there's not lessons there to be learned. But what dates is in your chart? What do you see for your future? Let yourself flow. Create your own reality. Because remember, religions do the same thing. They tell you what the future is going to look like, or what the present is like, or what the past is like. But it probably would be best for you to decide that on your own. Blessings to you all. All right. All right, thank you. All right, this is for, once again, the mentorship. This is requested through the mentorship. Actually, all of this is, I'm going into new territory, as you can see, for connections, which is excellent. And I'm going to do one after this for the Patreon and go into more further detail on your 2020 37 raw and uncut. So, all right, much love, everyone. Thank you for your support. It's going to get strange, definitely. So live in harmony, and more is on the way. Yes, another video will be on later tonight. I have to get up early tomorrow morning, but we're going definitely into new territories. Much love.